Hi and welcome everyone to another video about PromptIn. Let me show you the prompt benchmarking part, how our clients use it for their customers, how we use it as a company, and why it is so important nowadays, especially in the AI model era, where we have to measure a lot of data and find out how to work efficiently with different models. And that's why we call it also where analytics means actionable steps. So if we go inside of here, you will have different parts. You have prompts with lower usage peak, the most similar prompts, types performance recommendations, tax performance recommendations, and overall performance of each change that you have affected to the prompts. So inside of prompts with lower usage, when we go further, it, will show you for each version its performance. For example, if you have, or like our clients have, like 5 to 10 or 15 different versions of one prompt, which is assigned and used especially for ChatGPT, which they want to create for the best usage behavior. They want to see, for example, how does the performance is affected throughout our versions that we created. For example, if you see version 1 was at this peak, and then suddenly when we change it to version 2, made a small modification, it hasn't changed much more. But you see that overall version 1 was actually much better, grew immensely, and here just slightly. It doesn't mean that version 2 was bad, but it means that version 1 had tremendous performance change on that prompt. And for example, how can this be useful if you have a curve like this that's going, for example, up like this in version 1, goes up, and then since then version 2, it goes down. That means your second version that you have made has had a very bad performance on that prompt. So you basically want to switch back to version 1 in which it grew up and perhaps would have sticked to this performance. Or when you have, for example, version 1 going up like this, version 2 going up even further, and then version 3 going down, then it will look where was the actual best performance of your prompt and check which version was responsible for that metrics. So it will go back or say, for example, you will see all of the measurements with the performance and from each version how it has changed. And it will tell you, for example, okay, restore the prompt to back, for example, version 2, in which the performance was the best. So then you click on the restore functionality and it will switch back the prompts content back to the specific version where it grew its performance the most. And then therefore, when we go back, it will then show you later on how it improved your overall prompt performance and give a quick also an overview about uh, how many are still bad, where you can do actionable steps, and uh, the real data in percentage of how well it has improved since then. Inside of the types performance recommendations, which works exactly the same like the tax performance, we basically take out from each type all of the prompts. For example, you have a type social media campaign, which has 5 different prompts for each different workflow that you have. And then it will look inside of all of the prompts, which it will calculate the performance of each one, create like the average result, and then look for each prompt, which prompt doesn't match up with the average calculations. So then you basically would then delete or not delete, but remove the prompt from this type that you have assigned it to because it doesn't match up with the average performance of the type with all of the prompts. So that you basically then leverage your type's performance, and the same with the tags. You don't want to have prompts assigned with tags that doesn't match up with the average expectations that you have for now inside of the tags. So you want either you remove it, like we have it for now, you can remove it from the tag, or you completely delete the prompt because basically you don't use it much or don't see much how it can be actually useful instead of the other prompts that are much better. And it's inside of the most similar prompts, it will, like, when you save the a prompt, you see replace the prompt functionality. I covered this in another video. And here you then not only see which ones are similar, but also based on the performance, which one is better. When you have, for example, a prompt that are both are very similar, but are different from their performance. So you maybe don't want to keep a prompt that is slightly different, like a word has changed and isn't very performant compared to the other prompt. So it will show you that and recommend you basically, okay, delete this prompt because it is almost similar to the other one, but the performance is basically zero or doesn't match up with the performance of the ones it's compared to with. So yeah, it is actually, it shows you a lot of data to prove you, okay, what is happening inside and what can you do with a click to enhance your prompts performance within just seconds. You just click on it and it changes then your workflow immensely. And here in this part, you will see the how like in percentage, how it has gained more performance and tell you now it has improved much better um, based on all of your prompts that you have and which ones have actually lost performance and you perhaps want to look at them and maybe delete them or remove them from the ones that is been assigned and compared with. So yeah, that was for the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. You saw the usage behind of it. A lot of prompt engineers completely rely on this prompt benchmarking functionality, even for us, to leverage our productivity. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one and see you in the next one.